Cathar Journal. Cathar. That does sound familiar. Cathar, where did I hear that from? Where did I hear Cathar from? Well, safe. Neutralized. Due to its age and fragility, SCP-1... hair on the tongue. In fragility, SCP-1321 is to be kept in an acid-free, humidity-controlled glass case inside 19's high-value containment wing. Personnel who made physical contact with SCP-1321 are to wait a minimum of 1 week before additional contact. The remains of SCP-1321 are to be kept in a vacuum-sealed bag in its prior containment chamber. No additional containment measures are necessary. SCP-1321 is the journal of Guillaume Balipas. Gil Belly, okay? The last known perfectus of the Cathar religion was burned at a stake according to church records in the year... okay, the year is apparently 1321 CE, same number as the SCP number. Okay, interesting. Okay, I see you. On charge of heresy. SCP-1321 is dated to the day before Belly death. SCP-1321 anomalous property will manifest when a person touches the object or reads its physical copy in its entirety. When either condition occurs, the list of names appearing at the bottom of SCP-1321 will update, and the subject will usually experience a sense of euphoria and peace, accompanied by vague visions consisting of ethereal imagery. On rare occasions, subjects describe more detailed visions, which always include in some way a human figure attempting to gain entrance to a location, only to be refused. The exact nature of the figure and location changes depending on the subject, and will often take a shape which is in some way familiar to him/her. Subjects who experience this type of vision report a sense of loss and longing. Regardless of the vision type, subjects who touch SCP-1321 always react to the experience favorably and will seek to gain access to SCP-1321 by various means, though they will never resort to violence even if they have a predisposition to such behavior. The desire to access SCP-1321 will fade over a period of few days. Okay. Looks like it has some sort of like meme tick effect, or like just some sort of like effect on the person that makes them want to like, I need to read more. Man, this book's so good, bro. I can't stop reading it. I lost sleep. Historical background. The Cathar religion, also known as the Albigensian heresy, was a dualism-based belief which thrived in Languedoc between the 12th and the 13th century before becoming the... Is that how you spell 12th? 12th. Ugh. And 13th century before becoming the target of persecution by the Catholic Church and finally being destroyed following the events of the Albigensian Crusade. The Cathar religion advocated austere living and rejected the sacraments of the Catholic Church as false, instead practicing only a single sacrament, the rite of consolamentum. This ceremony, performed only shortly before death, was meant to free the soul from the bonds of the god of flesh and matter, which the Cathars considered evil, and deliver it to the realm of the god of spirit. They believed that if the rite was not performed, the soul was doomed to return to the material plane in another body to live another lifetime of suffering. The contents of SCP-1321 are as follows. I need to text somebody because I haven't gotten a response from them, and it kind of concerns me because we were planning to do something tomorrow, but if it's not going to happen... Okay. The contents of SCP-1321 are as follows. I am undone. Today the task of honoring out the armory and his ilk has been completed. Or so they think. They believe me to be the last of the perfecti, and the pride overtakes them. The fools! My final request before the Inquisitor was permission to write a last confession to repent my heresy. I shall do no such thing. Let the writing of this document be my last act of defiance. The irony, I blame the Inquisition of pride when none is more guilty of the sin than I. I have erred much in my life and strayed down the path of righteousness. My sin was greater than theirs, for I was supposed to be better. My hamlet was more obscene than the golden towers, so my only property should have been my faith. The meat of the goat I slaughtered was more evil than the stuffed peacocks, for I was not meant to taste the flesh of others, nor take a life of any kind. My love for my wife was the foulest of them all, for with it I created more flesh to serve the dark, when my goal was to rid the world of it. Oh yeah, children. Okay. It is right for me to die now, for I have taught others the words. They may perform the rite of consolamentum and release their brothers and sisters of the mortal coil, this endless agony of feeding and fearing and fornicating. I am a simple man and never one to quote my words, not when discussing something of this vital importance. The holy words cannot be written upon as foul a substance as vellum, the body of evil itself. Instead, it shall be a conduit for those who seek to be free to find those who still keep faith. As long as the words live, mankind might still one day be released. I have no one to perform the holy rite on me, and so I am doomed to return. Perhaps in the light of a different era, I too shall be unbound. Find them, find the words. Do not allow them to be lost. Forgive me. Okay. Following this text is a list of names, supposedly of individuals who, with knowledge of the words belly, refers to. This list changes periodically, but the number of names was never observed to reach beyond a few dozen. SCP-1321 was acquired by Father, an agent of the Foundation employed at the Papal Archives, where he observed the item's unusual properties during a routine inventory. Upon retrieval in 1902, the list of names numbered 57. In the year 1938, this number rose to 64, the highest recorded, but dropped to only 10 by the year 1945, possibly due to the efforts by the Gestapo. Foundation efforts to locate any of these mentioned on the list have thus far failed. We have a test log with addendum A, noteworthy results. 3 of them. So subject D3. One thing you have to know, guys, whenever a D class gets mentioned, but it has the SCP number in it, I just always read the last number. Instead of saying D-1321-3, I just say D3. And unless it has like the full like 6 numbers, then I say the D5, 6, 7, or 8, you know, like, kind of stuff. D3, 25 years old male. 25 years old male. 25? Yeah, that's correct. Convicted of 3 accounts of first-degree murder. Of course. I mean, you cannot forget that D-Class are a bunch of criminals. We cannot forget that. So the subject was instructed to touch SCP-1321 and describe what he sees. Jesus, bro. I can see the Lord. Subject reported seeing a man of similar build, age, and coloring to his own, attempting to enter some sort of carnival thing. Looks really fucking awesome with the lights and rides and the smell of fried food. The man was declined entrance by a security guard when asked for the reason for the guard's refusal. D3 hypothesized that it was because he thought he was too greedy and will eat everything cut in line and be an asshole to the kiddies. He said the man had to promise to be nice, but he couldn't. He didn't know how, so he just wandered outside. It wasn't so bad. The stars were all pretty and there was an ice cream truck. Okay. D12, 35 years old female, convicted of 2 accounts of first-degree murder. Her sister's children. Ooh. Sometimes reading those SCPs, you can forget that what horrible shit the D-Class do. I'm not saying that the D-Class are worse than the SCPs, because there are some very, very fucked up SCPs in this world. But it's also like messed up to think that people like this exist in this world and in our world. So someone was instructed to touch SCP-1321 and describe what she sees. Subject reported seeing a young pregnant woman attempting to enter a maternity ward in an unspecified hospital. The room was declined entrance by a nurse, who D12 claimed refused to let the woman in because the baby inside her was sick, you see, and the nurse said that now it won't be born. She said the mother was at fault that she didn't take a medicine to prevent that. She couldn't, though she didn't know which medicine was the right one. She can't read. I think that nurse was full of shit, though. I felt the baby. It was okay. It almost seems like alternative past of the crimes they committed, but instead of them being participating in the crime itself, something else caused the same thing. I might be fully wrong. I might be like completely seeing this, like understanding this whole thing wrong. Junior researcher, 27 years old male, volunteered. Subject read SCP-1321 in its entirety. Oh god, he read the whole thing. He's gonna have a think, brain blast moment. Subject reported observing a small child attempting to gain entrance to the classroom in which a lecture is in session. The child was refused by a teacher due to not doing his homework and slacking off. He's young for that. I don't understand why the teacher needs to be so harsh with him. That lecture was about advanced economics. He couldn't possibly have understood the material. I'm not sure why he wanted to attend it in the first place. It really sounded interesting, though. I wish I could go. There was other stuff going on outside in the hallway. Kids talking, playing, things like that. I just wanted in, though. Okay. Addendum B. In the year 2, only one name remained on the list. An anonymous tip led the Foundation to the location of a physician living in the town of France. Agents were dispatched to bring to questioning. Upon arriving to place of residence, the agent's vehicle suffered a malfunction in the steering system, causing him to lose control of the vehicle and run over who was busy working in the garden. Was pronounced dead on the spot. Upon death, SCP-1321 began to show signs of increased aging, finally disintegrating completely 2 hours later. That's why it's neutralized. SCP-1321's remains displayed no anomalous properties. Object reclassified as neutralized. Yeah. Junior researcher who had previously contact with SCP-1321 attempted to use it again during its final hours. He reported a brief vision of the same child he observed previously banging on the door of a locked classroom, but receiving no reply, not even a rejection. When asked for his opinion on what he saw, replied that the child was expelled from school for his bad behavior, and he could never go back there again. Expressed signs of extreme emotional distress following his final contact with SCP-1321, and developed signs of nihilism and severe depression in the following weeks. The following log was recorded during a physiological examination 3 weeks after SCP-1321's neutralization. Hey, you, I have a headache, but I'm here. We'll see how long I'll be able to stay, but I'm here. Hey, welcome, Jay. Welcome to Fluff. Don't stress. I mean, at the end, you don't have to look at the screen. Because it's all, mostly of it is audio, right? So do whatever you want. I'm just here. Just don't push yourself into a log. Oh, that's a short interview log. So we have Dr. Psychologist and junior researcher. Your behavior has been rather concerning the last few weeks. Could you explain your reasons for refusing to eat? Not much point, is there? Do you not wish to keep on living? I hardly have a choice now, do I? I don't eat because I can't really die. Please do explain. I'll just come back as something else, as another meat marionette dancing to the flesh god's music. No one is left to cut the strings. I'll never be allowed inside. No, none of us will. But surely there's still some joy to be found in living? Some purpose? What about those children you saw outside? They were happy, weren't they? So could you? So could we? I don't know anymore. Wow, this guy got... He read that journal one time and it had the same effect as Kronos poem in Soul Eater. Just like, what's the point of living anymore? I just now realized I didn't put these in my rating text yet. But yeah, so I'm unsure about that one. I was a bit confused, to be honest. I do want people in the comments to explain me a bit more what that was about, because I seem to misunderstand that one bit. So thank you.